It's the Barbara Show. Coming your way with a smile today. Down the humorous path with a lark and a laugh. It's the Barbara Show. The Barbara Show. Welcome to Humorous Adventures with Barbara.
Well, welcome to the Humorous Adventures with Barbara. Today, I'm going to be talking about a new field that it's wide open for anybody to join, and I'm really proud of myself because I am the director of High Maintenance Women. And let me just explain, how you can do this yourself. I don't know how many people have heard the slogan from Burger King, have it your way, have it your way. Well, I heard that slogan a long time ago, and I kind of like that. So basically, when I go to restaurants, I never ask for anything that's an ingredient that's not on the menu, but I might want it arranged a different way. Like, for example, I want a salad, but I don't want any croutons. And I would like my dressing on the side. So, okay, there are people around me at the table. All right, that's fairly reasonable. Then, maybe for the entree, I get blackened salmon. I don't want any sauce. I want steamed vegetables. And people all around me at the table are like, oh, Barbara, really? Can't you just pick number 14 off the menu? But hey, they might pick number 14. I ordered it my way. And then they see my plate. They're like, wow. I said, yeah. And then they copy me. See? Another thing, when I do order it my way, I like it so much it looks like I licked the plate. And so when the waiter comes back to take the dish, I'll look at him and say, I hated it. But then I'm really smiling because when he looks down seconds later, he can see that I was only fooling around. When I go to different ethnic restaurants, for instance, if I go to a Thai restaurant, I order ginger chicken. I just love it. My mother always says, why don't you try something new? Or all my different friends try something new. I say, why should I try something new and be disappointed? And when I like something, I will eat it every day. I could do it for like 2 months. I don't know. I just don't get tired of the same thing. That goes for a lot of things, like even clothing. But anyway, I digress because we're talking about food in restaurants. I like ginger chicken so much that, and I wanted to eat it every day, that not only would I eat it at the restaurant, but I would go to this Thai place and say, I want 8 orders of ginger chicken. And they would say, how many people? And I'm like, what do you care about how many people? I just want 8 orders of ginger chicken to go. They're asking me how many people because they want to know how much rice to give me. So I just make it up and I just say 4 people. If I go to a Mexican restaurant, it's always fajitas. I will eat fajitas. But again, if I go out with people and I don't usually eat lunch, I'll order the lunch, whatever it is, like fajitas. But I love the chips that they put in front, the chips and salsa, and I can't have chips in front of me or in the house because the minute I open a bag, the whole bag is gone. So what I do now is I will, at a Mexican restaurant, order the fajitas, get the fajitas, but not eat them, and just eat as many chips and salsa as I can with iced tea and take the fajitas to go for lunch. Because then I've had my share of chips. And same thing goes for pizza. If pizza's in the house, if I order it, I'm going to eventually eat the whole thing because I've tried it. I'll order a large pizza and then I'll put the extra slices, wrap them up individually and put them in the freezer. But after I eat as much pizza as I want and I know those slices are in the freezer, by the end of the evening, one at a time, they're gone because I know where they are. Now, one time, and I guess I said in the last show that I eat one meal a day, and my mother and I were going to have dinner at this nice restaurant. It was very busy, and it took them a long time to even get to our table, and we're waiting. And I had ordered the fish my way. I wanted a piece of fish, blackened, no sauce. And you could see there was one waitress. You've all been there at a restaurant when the waitress is rushing around and you feel really bad. But we were starving. And finally, I get a plate of food in front of me. But when I looked at it, it was like, ooh. So I wasn't going to say anything to the waitress because I didn't want to wait another hour to get another plate of food. So I took my cloth napkin and I start pressing on the fish to get all the grease off. I mean, I used all these napkins and I'm pressing and my mother's just looking at me, but she knows me. Finally get the fish just the way I like it, dry piece of fish, when the waitress comes out of nowhere, takes my plate and puts the plate really that I ordered in front of me, and then the plate that I just mashed the fish to this other guy down the row. And I was like, my mother and I are, uh-oh, because obviously this guy was expecting the fish with the sauce and everything else, and now he's got this dry piece of cardboard. But what could I do? What could I say at that point? Now, I travel a lot, and especially if you travel from the West Coast to the East Coast, by the time you get to your destination, it might be midnight, where all restaurants are closed. And once again, because I eat one meal a day, if I don't have something before I go to sleep, I'm starving and I won't sleep. So this would be an average type of thing that I would do. Let's say I'm flying from San Francisco to Boston. I go to the San Francisco airport, I get through security, and I bring myself to the closest restaurant near the gate. Then I proceed to order food in the following way. Let's say that I want to make sure I have hamburgers to eat on the plane, because as you know, now on the plane, they give you bad food or no food. Domestic flights, pretty much no food. So I order like this. I would like 4 hamburgers. In one box, I would like the 4 beef patties. In the other box, I would like my lettuce, tomato, onion, pickle, and give me the condiments. Then give me the 2 boxes so I can wrap it up in plastic. So no matter how long it takes to get to the East Coast, by the time I check into my hotel, the vegetables are fresh because the beef patties weren't, doing the grease all over. I don't eat any carbs like processed bread, so the bun was not an issue. And I'll always have the food that I want. Now, going back to Director of High Maintenance Women, I have a friend who they want to give me these creative things for my birthday, because they try to think, all my friends think, what can we get Barbara for her birthday that she doesn't already have? And I have some very creative friends. So I'm going to talk about some memorable birthday gifts. And I was at the office and, just doing my job when I got a box of business cards and I brush them to the side because, I use business cards and the company reorders them for me. Now, I get a call from my friend Sue because she had sent me something for my birthday and I didn't respond at all, so she didn't know. Something must be wrong. I don't work with Sue anymore. She was a former colleague, friend, and she said, did you get a new box of business cards? And I said, yeah, but why would you care? I'm not even working with you now. She goes, did you look at the new box of birthday cards? I said, no. So she said, look at them while I'm on the phone. And basically, here's a picture of the business card. As you can see, it says, Barbara Grosswoman, Director of High Maintenance Women, Love Goddess Division. And at the time, it had my actual address. And I just thought this was the funniest thing. When I showed it to my brother My brother said, and you're giving these to who? I said, Danny, it's a joke. But now I can give it to anybody because my actual address, it is different. And I thought that was such a creative birthday gift. The same friend, very creative once again. I had a big birthday, and I had a whole bunch of people around the table, and everybody was watching me open up the birthday gifts one at a time. And I opened up this birthday gift, and I couldn't get it. I mean, I love kitchen magnets. My mother and I have this thing where wherever we travel, we get a really interesting kitchen magnet for each other. We get the same one, and we give it to each other. So I could see that, my friend knew that I collected kitchen magnets, but I'm looking at these kitchen magnets and I see a baby crying, an alarm clock, and I'm not getting it, but of course I, want to say, oh, I love it, and then I start passing it around. She said, you didn't look at it. Look at it. So they passed me back this whole stack of kitchen magnets, and I look a little closer. And the motto was, things that are loud, a baby crying, an alarm clock, and then there are 2 kitchen magnets of me. Things that are loud. She took a picture of me when I was all dressed up and a picture of me at a trade show. Things that are loud, Barbara. Now, another really memorable birthday gift that really touched my heart was my mother, for whatever reason, and as you know, I've told you that I know truly what unconditional love is, but my mother wanted to feel guilty about something. I think I was about, 21 at the time, and she said to me, did I ever not give you something? Did I, harm your psyche in any way? And I thought, oh, this is just too funny. But she wanted something. I had to give her something. So I said, well, actually, my name is Barbara after all. And when I got dolls, you gave me Barbette, Chatty Cathy, Tressie, all these dolls, Midge, but you never gave me a Barbie. She said, of course I did. I said, no, you didn't. You never gave me a Barbie. I had all her friends and cousins and dolls that I wanted, but never a Barbie. So she accepted that, and she didn't say anything. And then a year later, she presents me with a wrapped up oblong box. And I didn't have to open it. And all of a sudden, I'm tearing up and my lower lip is quivering, and she's doing it too, because when I did open it up, I got a Malibu Barbie. So I tell my friend, and the next year, my friend presents me at my birthday a wrapped up oblong box. And I was like, I can't imagine what this is. And when I opened up the box, it was Ken. So now I have Malibu Barbie and Ken in these pristine boxes. And I just have to say, oh, really, really touched my heart in such a way. I just want to say thank you again for joining me on the Humorous Adventures with Barbara.
It's the Barbara Show. It's the Barbara Show. Coming your way